Hi there, welcome to my views and news. TPLF, Tigray People Liberation Front, has rejected NEBE's decision, the decision made by the National Election Board of Ethiopia. There is a mess in Tigray. It seems, what is TPLF doing? What does it want? What does Getachew want? What is Prime Minister of Ethiopia's plan? Can we say that in the end it's the Prime Minister of Ethiopia who's the winner because there seems to be serious issue in TPLF in Tigray. Secondly, viewers, the UAE is emerging as a key player in Ethiopia. Ethiopian government has signed a deal with the UAE-based company to build an airport in Oromia, the largest, the biggest airport in Africa. Its first story is about the TPLF. TPLF has issued a statement today after long discussions about the decision made by NEBE on Friday. National Election Board of Ethiopia, NEBE, on Friday took action on the application submitted by the TPLF around 2 weeks ago to the NEBE. TPLF requested reinstatement of its status in that application, but NEBE said that it is registering TPLF as a new political party. In 6 months, TPLF must hold a party congress. The Congress should approve bylaws and leadership should be elected, and NEBE would monitor all this process of approval of bylaws, election of leadership. Getachew Tegra, interim president, rejected that announcement by NEBE, saying that the application submitted for registration of TPLF had counterfeit signatures of some central committee members. That is why the NEBE should not have entertained the application submitted to it. And he wrote a letter to NEBE today. He said that NEBE should reconsider its decision. Then came statement from the TPLF. TPLF is also rejecting NEBE's decision. TPLF says that it wants restoration of status. That is what the parties to Pretoria deal agreed on. That is what was agreed in some meetings after Pretoria deal. That is what the Prime Minister of Ethiopia assured will happen. But what NEB is doing is a violation of Pretoria deal. TPLF rejects NEB's decision. It will press ahead with party's activities. TPLF is asking the federal government to intervene to rectify the issue. Now, what we heard is that senior leaders of TPLF reached a secret deal with Ethiopian PM Abiy. The contents of the deal won't be made public. And the deal is that TPLF would be registered as a party. It will have to abandon its claims to its assets. Uh, will remain intact. It won't have assets. But today, TPLF categorically rejected NEBE's decision. Can we say there was no deal between TPLF leaders and federal government of Ethiopia? It's difficult to say. I think that basically there is a political mess in Tigray. Getachew opposing NEBE's decision, opposing TPLF's request for reinstatement, request for registration. TPLF opposing NEBE's decision too. It wants reinstatement of its status. NEBE says no reinstatement, that's not possible. Federal government watching the political unrest in Tigray. Perhaps Continued political unrest in Tigray suits the federal government of Ethiopia. Who is the beneficiary? Who would be the beneficiary of political turmoil in Tigray? Obviously, federal government. Federal government of PM Abiy would not want TPLF or Tigray government to be so strong that one day there could be a challenge to Addis Ababa from Mekelle. Continued political tension suits the federal government. What will happen? It's not clear. Will TPLF hold a party congress now in coming days? If it happens, obviously Getachew won't attend. He announced that 2 days ago that he won't attend party congress. If it is held, what will NEBE do? Will it cancel TPLF registration, which it announced yesterday? What will PM Abiy do? He said that if TPLF holds a party congress, that could lead to resumption of armed hostilities. The coming day is crucial. Overall, we can say that there is uncertainty, political instability in Tigray, and the main beneficiary is the federal government of Ethiopia. I personally think that TPLF leaders, Patson and others, perhaps they would sacrifice party's assets when they see that they are in danger, that party is in danger. The Getachew group is going to take over. But will that decision of federal of senior TPLF leaders be accepted in the party or not? This is the question. If the party rejects this position of TPLF leaders, then they'll have to go with the majority opinion of majority of TPLF. Secondly, because UAE is emerging as a key player in Ethiopia, it has secured a huge contract from Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines has signed a contract with a UAE-based company called DAR. The company will help. It will guide Ethiopian Airlines, Ethiopian government in building a modern, the biggest airport in Africa. They will be built in Bishoftu town, around 40 kilometers away from Addis Ababa. It's a huge airport. It will be completed till 2029. First phase would cost $6 billion US. Money would come through loans, etc. Airport would be able to handle 100 million passengers. 60 million will be handled if the first phase is completed. Bole International Airport of Addis Ababa can only handle 25 million passengers. This airport will handle 100 million when both phases are complete. It's a huge investment. The UAE based company will design the airport, it will find contractors too. UAE is here in Ethiopia now for years. UAE and Abiy are close. Mohammed bin Zayed and Abiy are very close. That is why UAE was able to secure this contract. What is in it for Ethiopia? I mean, Ethiopia could not get a few billion US from the UAE to save itself from the IMF and World Bank. It had to devalue its currency. UAE only signed a currency swap agreement with Ethiopia that can only be applicable to the extent of swap of around 800, 900 million amount. So UAE gave a few peanuts to Ethiopian government. And Ethiopian government was in need of major financial support from the UAE. But now when it comes to awarding contracts, huge contracts, UAE seems to be on government's priority list. Why? Because PM Abiy and MBZ are very close, both working together on Sudan as well. They have the same position. Both work together to crush Tigray fighters to UAE supported Ethiopian government. That is why I think UAE would remain a key player in Ethiopia as long as PM Abiy is in power. Thank you.